let's see what's happening in the crypto space this afternoon. And so I see a green color right there, but how green, that's another question, yeah? But I guess we should just be satisfied that we have a green color. So that means in the last 24 hours that the price of Bitcoin increased by more than 1%. It's now at 84. But I think sometime yesterday we did see Bitcoin hit 85,000. But it's now back to 84 right there. And Ethereum is also up, gone past the 1,005, 1,006 there, 1.21%. XRP, more greens I see is what we have here. But let's see some headlines before we head into the conversation arena. So the first is Ethereum fees hit a 5-year low. Is that to attract more transactions? Ethereum transaction fees dropped to a 5-year low, now averaging 0.168 dollar. That's less than $1. This decline is attributed to reduced blockchain activity, with fewer users engaging Ethereum transfers or smart contract interactions. So analysts believe that global economic uncertainty is holding traders back. However, there's hope that the upcoming Petra network upgrade could boost Ethereum's usage and lead to higher transaction volumes in the near future. I guess if it's less expensive, we could have more people go that way. The other story is on Dogecoin. Dogecoin could hit $2.5 by 2030, and then it will have a major crash. That's what a report suggests, that it could reach an all-time high by 2030, and then it would later have a bearish reversal that's expected to follow after that. I guess that's natural. Profit taking will obviously set in, potentially dragging Dogecoin to a prolonged downturn. The price is likely to bottom out by the end of the third quarter before attempting a slow recovery eventually. That's for Dogecoin. If you're an investor or you want to go through this journey with Dogecoin, I guess you can follow that. Then also, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission will hold its third crypto policy roundtable April 25. That's next week. Of course, it's going to happen in Washington. It's a significant one. It addresses regulatory clarity in crypto custody, potentially affecting important market frameworks and regulatory pathways. So that's April 25th. You want to mark the calendar if you're interested in that. But let's have a conversation now with Chimezie Chuta, Chairman, National Blockchain Policy Steering Committee. Hi, Chimezie. Good afternoon. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, good afternoon. Always a pleasure to join you.
Great. So
hope you're doing great today.
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. So what's responsible for the green color that we see this afternoon? Hello, Chimezie, can you hear me? Wow, that was obviously a network glitch right there. I hope we can have Chimezie back to tell us his thoughts on, first of all, price action and what we're seeing, what we could expect. We're going to a long weekend, and we heard last there from Europe. We saw that profit taking seems to be in, and that's why I was warning Will that investors, when they count the number of days they'll be at home, perhaps they could just decide to take some profit. So maybe that will set in, you know, at the crypto. But for now, we saw that green color on the board, and then of course we haven't heard how many days now? I think it's not up to 48 hours yet. Yes, since we haven't heard new pronouncements that could affect. That's from President Trump. But we see the market, of course, very fearful. So many things happening, not just for the crypto markets being fearful. I mean, all the markets are fearful at this time. Uncertainty is not friends with anyone, so we can expect that. So yes, we saw that Bitcoin price at 84,000. Ethereum gone more than this. It's about 1,600. That's what we had there. And BNB, Cardano. But the good thing is the signs here are plus, so we expect it's a green market now. If today will be treated as a Friday, that's another thing. We do know that crypto does not go to sleep. So even though it's going to be a long holiday, there's no holiday for traders in the crypto market. So we'll see how that goes. Do we have Chimeze back? Hello, Chimeze, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry about that break. It was network failure.
Yeah, we saw that. So I was asking what is responsible for the recovery, well, no matter how slight it is, in the crypto market this afternoon.
Yeah, so personally, I don't think there's a recovery yet. The market is still responding with uncertainty to all the tariff wars. We saw yesterday that the U.S. moved their tariff against China to 245%. And we're also seeing that China is continuously proving itself to be resilient enough to face whatever numbers that the U.S. throws at them. So the market generally, if you are an investor at this time, you're not necessarily going to make any big move. What's going on here is we see scalpers and they traders taking advantage of the volatility of the market to move. So currently, I don't see the slight movement from 83 to 84 as any significant increase that says that we're back into the bull market at all.
Okay, but I wonder when we can say we are back in the bull market. Do you see perhaps adjustment to the new normal and investors just accepting the fact that, well, this is the new normal now, so let's just move on and maybe work with shorting and longing as ways of staying active in the market?
The very first thing investors value more than anything, more than profit, is the protection of their capital. It's more important than the profit that you want to make. So in times of uncertainty, the best way to respond to is actually to stay out of the market until there's a clear fundamental that can prepare you to make any kind of investment decision. So as at this time, as long as there is no certainty, because remember that there's this rumor that Trump gave a 90-day holiday for tariff wars. That 90 days is still a 90-day of uncertainty. Okay, so we can't even begin to expect a market direction to change until that 90 days expires, because crypto was doing very well when the government was not involved. But suddenly the government are in, and crypto is now responding to government news, government policies, and government action. It was not meant to be that way. Satoshi Nakamoto did not envision that the day will come when government once again will hijack the Bitcoin protocol and begin to use it as a tool to political gains and favors for themselves. So there's still a long way from where we are right now before we can see a total recovery from the market, as it were.
A long road to recovery or before recovery. Chimeze, thank you so much for sharing your views with us. Chairman, National Blockchain Policy Steering Committee, Chimeze Chuta.
Thank you so much.